they're a man. It is supposed to be easier for a man to get into that tax bracket with you, but instead he chooses to stay down here. Why is that? Call me a gold digger, but if you don't have any gold to dig, what am I digging for? What? I take being single and chasing my dreams and actually achieving them over being in a relationship any fucking day. Because if you want to live in a reality, but you're constantly having a negative perception about the reality that you want to live in, why would you expect to even shift to that reality in the first place?
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
This is almost like a part of the ritual at this point. Alright, hold that bitch and don't cough. Jumbo everyone, welcome back. And in today's video, what's new? It's gonna be a bit of a controversial one. I can't help it, okay? I originally got this idea from a mutual and I have to say something controversial yet again. Don't come for me, especially my mutual. It's all love. If you're a man who believes in 50-50, do not have a podcast. Do not have a podcast. I don't want to hear you. Let's talk about it. So the main reason why I titled this video, Stop Dating Below Your Tax Bracket, Struggle Love is Not Cute, is because I feel like a lot of the times we're not having standards. Women, come on, why are we settling? And I think this is where the popularity behind the 4B movement is starting. Women becoming abstinent and celibate for longer times and just simply not even dating anymore. So what's going on? I specifically had this idea, and I know, y'all, we're tired of having the damn 50-50 conversation. So the fuck am I. So this is why I'm going to say my opinion once and then be able to refer back to this video if needed. I am so sick of having this conversation. And maybe it is because I have a bald black daddy. What do y'all want me to do about that? I am used to being spoiled. I am used to having things my way. So when you say 50-50, fuck that shit. So more specifically, I want to talk about the idea of growing with your partner and how that is kind of seen as controversial. One thing about me, I will not be Brenda the Builder. Just saying. I'm not going to sit here and build a man up and sacrifice my own destiny and what I know is meant for me so a man can do it. So a man can have the opportunity to do so. Let's take Ethan Slater, for example. If you don't know who Ethan Slater is a part of the Wicked cast, and essentially him and Ariana Grande have been dating. This man was fully married and just had a kid, but did that stop him from going after the woman he actually wanted? No. And this is exactly why I'm even telling women, stop building men up. Stop dating below your fucking tax bracket when they say, oh baby, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make this money back. I'm gonna be able to triple it. Don't worry about it. No. Because also that same broke man that's telling you he can't spend money on you, he's going and spending it on another woman.
Y'all are gonna have to learn the hard way. Some of you ladies are just gonna have to learn the hard way because y'all will say things like, he can keep his money. How much money he spends on your ring doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. Money will always matter when dealing with men because if it's not being spent on you, 9 times out of 10 it's being spent on another woman. And this has been proven time and time again because men spend money on the things that they value. And clearly he values the time spent with his OnlyFans model over her. Look, y'all really have to sit and think about this because I don't know how long they've been together, but I'm going to assume for at least a year because most people date for at least a year before getting married, right? She said in the comments that her ring was $20 from Walmart. And I bet she took it thinking the price doesn't matter because the only thing that matters is love, which is how most of y'all think, not knowing that men love what they spend money on. But in a week, he spent $400 on some random girl on OnlyFans. A week. $20 for at least a year worth of relationship versus $400 in a week to some random girl online that he'll never meet in real life. Look, when I said y'all are sitting there with your $2 ring while they're taking the money out of y'all's joint account to send to another woman, y'all got mad. Because y'all say money doesn't matter until you find out the little money that they do have, they're rushing to go spend it on someone else. Y'all say money doesn't matter until you find out he was spending pennies on you and sending hundreds, sometimes thousands, on another woman. Wake up, ladies, wake up. If they're not spending the money on you, they don't love you. Don't accept the bubblegum ring. Money does in fact matter.
He's going and spending thousands of dollars and even his paycheck on OF models. Don't attack me because I'm not a part of the group where I'm sitting here hating on OF models. Get your bag, sweetheart. Get your bag. I'm not judging. What I am judging though is the women judging those OF models for their men subscribing to them.
Let me be so clear when I say this. If you marry a man solely for money, you will pay for it for the rest of your life.
What irks me so bad when women say this is that y'all be dating broke and still paying the price. Y'all be dating broke and still suffering the consequences. Talking about, oh, you'll be paying with your mind, your body, your soul, your mental health. You women who don't prioritize a man's finances, do y'all not be out of y'all's mind crashing out all over the internet, bleaching clothes, slashing tires, fighting other women, etc., etc.? Do broke men not also expect to use y'all's bodies? Do some of y'all's mental health not be all the way messed up after getting out of these relationships? You women who don't prioritize money, why are y'all still paying the price? Why aren't y'all in the best relationships ever if that's the case? Because y'all love to put certain things on women who prioritize money and y'all will be sitting there going through 10 times worse. And it's so weird to me because you almost never see the women who go after money crashing out, talking about their horrible dating experiences and how they got played and used and done dirty. No, that's y'all. Most of the time, it's y'all. Because the price they're paying is making sure they're in a relationship that benefits them. The price they're paying is stacking their money while spending his. The price they're paying is making sure their children never want for anything. Every time you see a woman talking about the problem she's having in her relationship, 9 times out of 10, it's not because she went after money. So while y'all are talking about if you go after money, you'll be paying the rest of your life, y'all will be sitting there, mental health on the fritz, on the last wire, stressed out, no gift on your birthday or the holidays, going 50-50 while he's secretly paying another woman's rent, and sending y'all's grocery store money to some girl on OnlyFans, credit shot to hell, that's the price y'all are paying. So while we're so focused on what's happening with the women who want some money, let's also talk about what's happening to the women who don't. Let's get to talking about that while we're at it, because for a bunch of women who don't marry for money, y'all sure do know a lot about the women who do.
You can't hate the player, hate the motherfucking game. Hate the fact that your boyfriend, your partner, whoever is sitting there and would rather see a woman who he has no reach except being able to pay her to talk to her. But here you are just sitting there accepting it. That's on you. Ethan Slater and his wife were high school sweethearts. If that man is not also pouring into you, making you want to grow, scaling your money to make sure that you're good even without him, that's not your man. That's not your man. And then the other reason why I got inspired to make this video was especially because of a TikTok video that went viral. And it was basically like when my homegirl asked me for advice, but I'm always team get rid of him.
So what exactly makes him necessary? I need an answer to this. Please tell me what he brings that makes him necessary. I just want to be clear.
And my comment went viral on the video, and then I commented basically saying, and then I'm the hater because I'm single. And I think that it's so true. People would rather be miserable in relationships than happy alone. I have personally been single for what, 2.5 years now, going on 2.5 years. And within that 2.5 years, have I interacted with men? Yes. Have they shown me why I should stay single? Absolutely. I just seeing the culture of dating and even just dating websites. I've talked about this a little bit in my abstinence journey video. What the fuck are we doing? If you're part of the 1% who finds the love of your life on a dating website, proud of you, good for you. But for the 99% of us, what the fuck? Why are we so intimidated by actually going up to people in person and actually talking to them? Why do we first have to talk to them over a fucking screen? And then it's also like dating websites are just so artificial. You cannot see exactly who that person is because at first you just see the best highlights of them. And then you get in person with them and you're like, oh, you're not that cool or you're not that cute. What the fuck was that face? Like I said, I will not be Brenda the Builder. I will not be building a man up. And as conceited as it sounds, because that was ultimately what motivated me to make this video again, was having the conversation about the podcast and stuff, is when I was saying that, and this is a controversial take and this is an opinion, for me personally, with the amount of vacations that I've gone on, with, I'm saying that like I've gone hella places, with the 2 solo trips that I've taken out of the country by myself and already setting the expectation for myself, then already booking a birthday trip for myself and knowing that I'm going to be able to pay it in full without being in debt, why would I allow a man to come on a trip with me where he didn't pay for it? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Why would I, someone who has already been experienced solo traveling, allow my partner to only pay for his portion of the trip and not mine, but still come on the vacation with me? What? No. And they were so perplexed by this because obviously we're in the day and age where 50-50 is so normalized. But for me personally, I just said that I know with the amount of streams of income that I'm going to have and the people that I'm going to be around, the rooms that I'm going to be in, dropping 2 bands on a vacation isn't going to be shit. And this is why I've been so grateful that I've definitely healed my relationship with money, because back then $2,000 would have been the end of the fucking world. But me being able to save up $2,000 in a month to go on vacation, that's not shit to me. And that's exactly why I'm like, y'all have to fix your lack mindset, because thinking in abundance like this, where being able to drop $2,000 on your partner like that ain't shit, y'all aren't there yet. And that's okay. And that's exactly why I have the opinions that I do. If you are not willing to make my life easier in terms of paying for my vacation, why are you there with me? The point of a man is to make a woman's life easier, is it not? But we're now in the day of age where that is vice versa, and men just want to be catered for all the fucking time. I'm not doing that. I'm not with the bullshit. Men even know. Even when I was having that conversation, one of the men were like, y'all should just settle. Your expectations are too high. Thank you for telling on yourself. Thank you. Because that is literally what is going on majority of the time. And that's also what I don't understand, because even when having that conversation, you want a masculine woman. How do you want a woman to live in her feminine and be able to be feminine while you're feminine? It doesn't work like that. You're the masculine. Masculine is the go-getter. Get your money, get your shit together. Feminine is the nurturing. You come home after a long day and she makes that day feel like it never happened in the first place. But you want her to have your kids, go to work, come home, clean, cook, Pay bills? Pay bills. After doing all that, and what do you get to do? Go to work and pay bills? And oh, he can pick up around the house here and there. That's not all men, and we all know all men aren't gonna fucking do that. So I'm talking in a generalization, what I have seen with these men and the shit that they have been able to get away with. It's fucking annoying. And this also segues me into another reason why I made this video was Clark. I love Clark, and I think Clark was genuinely one of the first examples of black women luxury, in a sense, of my age or around my age that I've seen, and why also my standards are so high. This girl has gone to Ivy League schools. She has envisioned the life that she is going to have for herself, and I'm just gonna insert the video right here.
Asked me recently what my thoughts were on dating outside my social class, and I answered that Someone asked me recently what my thoughts were on dating outside my social class, and I answered that I would quite literally never do that, and here's why. For the purpose of this question, I took social class to sort of mean like socioeconomic class, so my economic status, maybe around how much money I make, the social status, like perhaps the caliber of school that I went to and the space that I found myself in as a result, and the people I found myself surrounded by, and then also like the lifestyle I created for myself as a combination of like the economic status and the school and the spaces and all of that. I think you guys get how that fits together. It's important to note that I did not grow up with a lot of money. My father went to prison when I was 4 years old. During that time and all the time after, like my mom has been a public school teacher, so they don't make a lot of money. When we first moved to Atlanta, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with 7 people sharing 1 bathroom. Like I literally shared the bottom bunk of a bunk bed with my second oldest brother, and then my oldest brother and my sister-in-law were on the top bunk of that bed. Okay, we were not a Jack and Jill family. Okay, money was not, we didn't have a lot of it. So knowing my circumstances, when I was like 12 years old, I made this vision board for myself. My mom actually found recently in her storage unit. I had basically carved out my entire life, like what I was gonna do in high school to make sure I could get into an Ivy League college, what I was gonna do at that college to make sure I could get into a certain law school or buy a certain car and have a certain apartment or home. Like all of these things I planned out, and I knew that because my family didn't have the same financial resources someone else's did or access to certain people to get me into doors, I had to open them myself. So that's what I did. I created an insane amount of opportunities for myself by literally putting my blood, sweat, and tears into everything I did. From the time that I was 12 years old until now, like 23, I was so intentional about every decision I made, whether it was not dating in high school or not drinking or prioritizing school or trying to get different scholarships. I did everything in my power to make sure that the life I was creating for myself while I was kind of stepping into the autonomy that I would have as a young adult, even as a teenager going into a young adult, being able to create the life I want to, that I was doing everything in my power to have something different than what I had growing up. And of course, I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to stay up all night applying to scholarships to earn over $500,000 to go to college and have to apply to Columbia and do all the things that is required to get into a school like that. But I wanted to because I wanted to have a certain life. Even when it comes to content, when I started making content, I was taking 19 credit hours. I was working 3 days a week in office at my internship, but then I was also working with a tech startup virtually, and then I also started doing content. It was probably one of the hardest times of my life, but again, I knew that I wanted to set myself up for greatness, and that is what was required. So knowing that, understanding how much work I put into the person that I wanted to be and the life I wanted to have feels so unfair to me now, and also to my younger self who was just so forward thinking and like put so many things on the back burner to prioritize the life that I would have right now. For me to date someone who cannot give me the life that I've always wanted, like they can't match it. I don't even need you to give it to me because I've already gotten it for myself, but if you can't be right there with me, it's not fair to me to lower my standards or accept certain things that I knew I never wanted to, which is why I work so hard on myself just so that I can be with you. It is not lost on me the fact that a lot of guys my age are just not going to have what I have, because I'm in a very unique position to make an insane amount of money for someone my age. And so the other part of the socioeconomic status comes in. I need to at least see that you have worked as hard as I have to put yourself into certain spaces, to open up certain doors for yourself, to go to certain schools or whatever it is, because you have this intrinsic ambition and drive, because you know that you also have your eyes set on the sort of lifestyle that I do, and that is what you're actively working towards every day. Not having that does not make you a bum. It doesn't make you undesirable. It doesn't make you an unattractive man or anything. It just makes you incompatible with me and the lifestyle that I want to have. I appreciate the drive that I have and the confidence that has been instilled in me because of all the things I've been able to do for myself, and I really appreciate that in other potential partners as well. So if I'm really considering like seriously dating someone, not just like a casual date, whatever, this is something that is a requirement for me. It's not like, oh, I hope or maybe I will. I've tried it before. I'm not doing it. This is what I require, and I don't think it's a lot to ask. I asked that myself at 12, and look at where I am.
And people wonder why she's not willing to go down on her standards, because that girl has already built up so much for herself. Why would she ruin it by dating someone below her, by dating someone who doesn't understand the same things that she goes through with being at the level that she's at? Why would I? One thing about dating up with a man, a woman will always go up with that man. But if a woman dates down with a man down here, she will always go down with him. That is the goal. And this is also the exact mentality that I have personally for myself. I'm going to school, I'm gonna be an interpreter, but also an interpreter is not my whole life. It probably will be, let's be real. I love being a part of the deaf community and just like, you know, being immersed in it. But even with that, I still know that I'm going to have multiple sources of income. So therefore, if I have multiple streams of income and it's bare minimum of 7 streams of income needed to become a millionaire, if I know that I'm going to have plus more, all that in a bag of chips, why would I lower my standards for you? And that is exactly why I said, let's stop dating below our tax bracket. More specifically, I'm talking about women. This does not apply to women dating men who are, you know, above them. I'm saying more specifically, women, you need to stop dating men who are below your tax bracket, because there's a reason why you're in that tax bracket in the first place, and they're not. They're a man. It is supposed to be easier for a man to get into that tax bracket with you, but instead he chooses to stay down here. Why is that? And why would you lower yourself to be with a man that's in a lower tax bracket than you when you know all the hard work that you had to put in to get to this damn tax bracket in the first place? Call me a gold digger, but if you don't have any gold to dig, what am I digging for? Thank you. That was good. That was good. That one ate up. Ah! that. And I think the reason why it's so controversial of growing with your partner and doing things like that is because the men don't want to grow. The men don't even want to put in the work to be able to get to where they want to go. Women, when being single, the glow up that women go through after a heartbreak, let's be fucking real. If that doesn't show you women being hurt, and then women will turn that hurt into a business. So that's where I'm also saying, like, why would I go below myself? Why would I date a man who has never taken himself or another person on vacation and then expect him to do it for myself? I'm gonna say that again. Why would I expect a man who doesn't go on vacation for himself or by himself and spend that money on himself or another person? Why would I expect him to do it for me? If he's not doing it for himself or other people, he's damn as hell not gonna do it for me. So that's also where I'm stuck in the mindset of, if I don't do these things for myself, why would I expect them from somebody else? And that's where I'm also like, it's one thing to say, oh, like, you're a gold digger, you're a gold digger. That would make sense if I didn't have any fucking money and if I was just trying to mooch off of other people. But your girl has money. Your girl knows how to save money at that. So on top of that, if I know how to save money, spend money properly and responsibly, and go on these vacations and spend money on myself just regardless, why wouldn't I expect my partner to do the same? I feel like I have to keep reiterating that fact because yes, I'm saying one thing, but it keeps going back to the fact. If I can do it for myself, why wouldn't I expect a partner to do it for me? And I've seen so many of these videos. It's so expensive to be single and this and this and that, but it's even more expensive to be in a relationship. Especially to be in a relationship with someone who is high standard. Like I said, I never said that I just completely expect a man to pour all into me and there's no reciprocity. That's not a relationship. If I see that a man genuinely cares about me, people don't understand, and more specifically, men don't understand. The more you pour into a woman and actually show her that you care about her, the more she will pour back into you. At least that's me. So that's where I'm like, if you don't show me that you're willing to treat me the way that I know that I deserve and take me on these lavish vacations, I'm not expecting materialistic things. I don't care about a fucking Louis Vuitton bag or a Christian Dior bag. Let's go to the fucking thrift store. Majority of the clothes that y'all see me wearing in these videos, besides merch, are from the thrift store. I just personally like the thrift store. If I want to spend $60 on a hoodie, I'll go and spend $60 on a hoodie. But that is not what I choose to do with my money. I choose to make experiences with my money. Therefore, I'm gonna invest in tech. I'm gonna invest in cameras. I'm gonna invest in vacation because those are memories and these are resources that I can use every single day that ultimately help me reach the person that I want to be. Again, if I am doing all these things for myself, setting the bar, and a man says, well, her standards are too high, you're not meant to be around me in the first place. The fuck? Also, just don't date if you're broke. That's another opinion. If you're broke, and I'm saying this more in the sense of you don't know how to properly spend your money, but you want to be in a relationship, because I used to deal with this. My ex would make more money than me at the time, but would only spend it on cheap food for me, but then would turn around and go spend $500 on a new laptop or spending money on weed and saying that, oh, I don't have any money. You just don't like me, and that's okay. That is what I have learned over these years. You just didn't like me. You liked the things that I was able to do for you and the motivation that I was able to provide and the couch that you got to sit your ass on. But genuinely, did you like me? No. So that's also another reason where if he ain't spending any money on you like that, he's spending it somewhere else or on someone else. As simple as that. And like I said earlier, they're probably spending it on OF girlies. What do you want me to say? Like, the fuck? And like I said earlier, a man who is at a higher level than you is gonna have no issue as a man bringing you up to his level, because why wouldn't he want that? My man in the future is not going to even blink an eye at $100 fucking tab and then tipping the waitress 22+% on top of that. Especially if I'm making that type of money and I go out to restaurants, especially with being a former server. Do you know the joy of getting a 50 on a fucking 100 or a 50 on a 40? The way that I'm just gonna have it, take it, baby, here you go. Like, I used to be in your position, and now that I'm making this much money, let me be the one who I always hoped for when going into a restaurant. Like, that's what I'm saying. My man isn't gonna blink an eye when it comes to tipping the waitress 22+% or even just 50% if we fucking need to, if we got the money like that. Because my man knows that I was a former server, I was busting my ass, and should know that especially if the service was good, you're gonna be compensated very well. Yeah. So reiterating back to the fact, and yes, I'm a server, yes, I bust my fucking ass at work, but I also love my job. I love my serving job, and I've said multiple times that Cheesecake Factory will be my last job until I'm fully interpreting, fully content creating, all that other stuff. That's all I gotta say, and I'm putting that out there. So with saying all that, I know it can seem for me to be super hyper independent. I never want to rely on anyone to do anything. I'm doing everything on my own. Right. Cool. I'm saying that to say, if you could do it for yourself, there is no reason why you wouldn't be able to expect it from somebody else. That's just my opinion. And like I said earlier, that was controversial. I am a woman that you cannot just pay 50% unless like you're my girly, but if you're my man and you think that you're gonna pay 50% to go on a vacation with me, you have gotten that shit all wrong. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't even be in a relationship with a man who isn't taking me on vacation. What the fuck? Like, and that's also where I say majority of the time, I don't think I'm gonna be able to date people within my age group. There are a lot of niggas with no ambition, and it's scary. I almost fell into the trap because literally when I was talking to a man once, I asked him, I'm like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? He's like, I don't think that far ahead. My dumbass is, oh, that's good. That's, taking it day by day. No, you dumb bitch. He's a bum. He's a bum with no fucking plan. Like, that's where I'm like, wake the fuck up. But that's where I'm also like, I have to put myself in these situations without a man. So then when it comes to having a man in these situations and at that level, I already know how to act. I already know how to carry myself. Like, and you flashing, a little $2,000, oh, that ain't shit to me. That ain't shit to me. I've done everything on my own up until this point, and I will keep doing it on my own, busting my ass to get to where I know that I deserve to be. So if that requires me being single, what? I take being single and chasing my dreams and actually achieving them over being in a relationship any fucking day. Any fucking day. Does it get lonely? Yes, I never said it doesn't get lonely, but my dreams are more important than a relationship that would ruin me. So what do y'all want me to say? It has also been scientifically proven that women do not benefit at all in relationships, and men actually benefit. Men live longer, have better health outcomes with being married. Women, do you know how many times I have seen women in lonely marriages because their husbands don't give a fuck about them? I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not. And I'm not just gonna be married just for the sake of being married. That's another thing I won't. Because when I even said a push gift, they said, what the fuck is that? Brokey, like, sorry. My husband will be getting me a new car. My husband will be getting me a fucking brand new house before I push out his damn child. The fuck I look like? Like, and that's where I'm just like, if you don't have this mindset at this young of an age, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get your heart broken later down the line. I am glad and grateful that I went through the things that I needed to go through at a young age. So me right now at 21, almost 22 years old, can confidently say, yes, this is my mindset that I'm going to have and I'm not letting up on it. If that requires me dating an older man in the future, then that requires me dating an older man. Men want to sit here and be in feminine relationships with women, but then we'll still expect them to be feminine in the bedroom in sex. I'm gonna try to say that again because that makes absolutely no sense to me. The man wants the woman to be masculine, but then when it comes time to being in the bedroom, they want to be masculine and still engage in sex, which is masculine, might I add. Yeah, because that makes so much fucking sense on why I would just want to give up my pussy for a man who can't even fucking give me a fucking vacation or not feel some type of way when I bring up fucking 50-50 or even the idea of paying for shit. Like, I'm sorry. And yes, I know there have been men out there who have all the money in the world, aka Elon Musk, and when he was in a relationship with Grimes and how frugal and fucking broke he wanted to act. Nigga, you are the richest person in the world. Why are you acting broke? But I know there's men that have that money and they want to spend it on their woman. So why would I keep setting myself up and being like, well, okay, I guess I'll just settle. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna keep making my own money. I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do. At the end of the day, I'm the one who gives myself an orgasm. That is really all that men can provide besides financial security is an orgasm. And I can already do that for myself. So what am I stressing over? I think you're the one panini pressed.
You're the one that's panini pressed.
And like I said, you can't call me a gold digger if I have more gold than you, if I have more money than you, or if I know how to properly manage my money to be able to have experiences that you don't because you'd rather go into credit card debt. Yeah, just saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with me as a woman setting the standard for myself and already knowing that I'm going on vacation next month. Oh my fucking gosh, that vacation. Them vlogs, they're gonna eat down. So just be ready for the vlogs. But what I'm essentially saying is dating below your tax bracket and being in that struggle love when you're a woman, it's not cute. It looks like you're almost being a mom and taking care of him. And y'all know how much men hate to be treated like kids, even though they be acting like them. I'm confused. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm done stooping down to niggas who are unemployed, don't have a car, don't have anything going for them. Even if you're not in school, I don't judge people who aren't in school, but like, get your shit together and make some fucking money. You're a man. Get the fuck up and go to work. Figure it out. That's what being masculine is about, is figuring it out. With the way that I handle my money, and I'll say it again, it sounds conceited, but as a 21-year-old, if I'm doing all this for myself and people in my age group aren't doing that or willing to cater to me in the way that they need to because I'm a woman who knows what I deserve, the fuck? I have gotten nothing from being the nice girl. Nothing. I'm going to be a bitch from now on to these men, because what the fuck? Y'all know what you're doing. You are in it for the long game, and I'm not gonna be playing that game. And that's why I said, if you do not want to treat me the way that I know that I deserve, don't even entertain me in the slightest, because I'm just gonna be cutting niggas off at this point. Blocked, left on red, dry ass responses. Cool. Stop wasting my fucking time. Go talk to your other hoes. To wrap this video up, basically, if you're a man and you're not willing to pay for my trip, to come on the trip, don't come. Stay at home. I will figure it out by myself, like I have been. The men that I will be around, or even just like I said, the spaces that I will be in, going on a $2,000 vacation or even $5,000 vacation, that's not going to be shit to me. You have to realize, especially with being in such a lack mindset, these influencers out here and even just people out here make $10,000 to $20,000 off of one brand deal. One. So that is why when I say a little 2K ain't shit, it ain't shit. Because that is the space that I'm going to be in, especially with other influencers and content creators, where I can easily make 5 bands off of a brand deal. That ain't shit. But that is the mindset that y'all need to have in order to raise your vibration. Because if you want to live in a reality, but you're constantly having a negative perception about the reality that you want to live in, why would you expect to even shift to that reality in the first place? I have this mindset right now because when I do eventually get into those spaces, it won't be anything. I will still be me. I will still be having the same mindset, and money won't quote unquote change me. I'll just know how to properly go about my days with money. That's it. Struggle love is not cute. If you are giving that man money, if he is trying to say that he's broke, he's 90% of the time spending it on somebody else. So watch what you do, because these men have exposed themselves and say that they pay for OF models, but in the same sentence judge them. But then in the same sentence say that they pay for sex. What the fuck is it? What is it? You hate women, but you pay them for the very same thing that you're shaming them for. Make it make sense. For me personally, like I said, this whole video is an opinion. The bare minimum that I can expect from a man is financial security. And yes, that's probably from having a ball black daddy, but financial security is the least that you can do. From then on, I obviously expect more. And I will not be in a relationship with a man who's not willing to take me on vacation or give me the things that I know that I deserve. Not everything is materialistic. I'm not asking you for fucking Louis Vuitton handbags and to spend all your fucking money. Give me $500. I'm gonna go invest $400 and spend the rest on myself. That's how my brain works. I'm going to put majority away for savings and spend a little bit on myself. Because the thing is, when you properly budget in that fun money, you won't overspend because you have a budget. It's all about budgeting. It's all about knowing where you want to be in the future, which is why I have the mindset that I do. Ladies, women, can we please stop accepting the bare minimum? We're better than this. I promise you. I promise you. Stand the fuck up, provide for yourself, get to the level that you want to be on, so then you can expect that from other people without them feeling judged because they're not on your level yet. And I'm never saying that some people are better than others and da-da-da-da-da. I'm saying in the sense of, if there's a certain level in terms of networking and people you want to be around, sometimes the people that you're around right now are stopping you from getting there, aka your bum of a boyfriend. So break up with them, because I'm team get rid of him, and live your fucking life and achieve your dreams. But until then, if you keep staying stuck in the same reality and expecting something different, that is what is called insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. So therefore, if you keep expecting the same thing, nothing's gonna change. You're crazy. Anyways, I think I've done enough yapping for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all.
Then you leave me to the yard with the password. I need you, man.